Good evening, how's everybody doing? Happy Thursday, and all that good stuff. Jace, are you actually here? How exciting. I feel like you haven't been here in a while. I know you were busy moving and all that stuff, but hi. And Plushie's here, and Nugget's here, and Stop Sign's here, and Nezruk's here. Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Got the new Spyro on pre-order, awesome. Yeah, I saw that came out. I'm kind of excited about it, actually. I didn't really care too much when the Crash game came out, but Spyro I liked a lot, so... More noodles. Yes, time for noodles. Close up their text box. So much text just out here floating. Happy Thursday, guys. That's all the old Jadoa art. We can erase that. This folder. Original. Oh, that's the unflattened noodles. Okay. Unflattened. Hold on. Let me file organize for a second. Hang on. I have so much text. Oh, that's all the... That one. Okay. You missed... We missed you! We're glad you're back. Welcome back. Alright. I figured out what I'm doing. Yeah. My doodles for noodles. You said it's 5 days before my birthday. Hey, that's pretty cool. Talking with my friends about my world and it's getting interesting, but I still can't make up names. That's fair. Names are hard. Hi, Nugget! What's up? What's going on? Let's do... I don't remember how I did the... handprint on the, I don't remember how I did the handprint on the, Zoa. I think I had a grunge text kit, not text kit, brush kit that I put the pattern on with, maybe? Quick. Kinda got like a flat. Let's actually open up a handprint. How's that? Print. Whee! Ah, is the Super Adventure box back? To be honest, I never really got into that. I don't know how this works, but... I was never super into the adventure box. At least not enough that I wanted to, like, get on and actually play, you know? Lots of blood hands, yes. But hey, that's cool. Their hands kind of splay out more than that. Trying to hold my hand like a Veias who's got his hand on the ground and trying to see how their handprint would, like, what points are touching, you know? Like, the thumb, like, pad touching. There. Oh, actually, no. Back a little. I can't put my hand back as far as they can. Hey, what's going on? Welcome. I think you told me you came up with a name for your wolf species, actually, but remind me, because I think I remember you telling us about that. Or is it your lizards? Between trying to keep my own races straight and trying to remember the names of everybody else's species, you know? Oh, that's right. That was the lizards. Okay. As soon as I said it was the wolves, I was like, no, wait, that doesn't sound right. It's funny because they've got these weird long fingers that, like, arch in a way that human hands don't, so... Altarians? Ah, I got it right on the first try, guys! Oh, guys, I pronounced the thing correctly. Oh, how exciting. Guys, I did it! Be proud of me! Saltarians. Oh, I got it. I saw the salt part first, and I was like, he wouldn't have named something with salt. Seemed like something that he would do. Proud of me. Everyone be proud of me. Let's see. Add a brush. Nope. How do you add a brush? Fuck? Put it in here? Oh, you actually have to, like, totally open it now? That's lame. Alright. Well. Somewhere in here I have a grunge brush. Let's see. I lost the game. 69 is proud of me. Oh, I'm so glad somebody with the name with 69 in their name is proud of me. Thank you. Too busy to be proud. Wow. My grunge brush. Mystify leaf lightning. Nope. Brushes. That's from my res splatter. That's not. Is it? Grass brushes. Don't make me go download a grunge brush. I don't want to do it. You're gonna make me do it, aren't you? Brush. All right. I don't like that it puts it in a folder though. Olivarians, Pargians, and Saltarians. I don't know why I stumbled over that one that time. That's not the right brush. How many grunge brushes do I have? Oh, that's kind of right, I guess. Just the brightness and contrast on that? Not really the brush I was looking for. Great. Cool. Glad that exists. Never have too many grunge brushes. You are not wrong. I thought I had a whole pack of them, though. Broken glass. Cracks. Thought they were specifically called grunge, but maybe they're not. I had a whole pack of these that I was using to like flesh out the edges of the handprints. Argeans, that's what I said. I said it wrong. That's what I said. We'll just use this one. I don't know what the fuck this brush pack is, but we're... Layer masks are your friend. Always use layer masks. Well, don't always use layer masks, but if you need a layer mask, don't be afraid. Do not fear the layer mask. Layer masks are awesome. I have 8 different Grunge Brush sets, all of which I have never touched. I'm pretty sure that I did something like this when I did, Jadoa Handprint, but I can't find the actual brush kit I use, so I'm just gonna use it. It's fine. Alright. Handprint. Guess what? They don't need a fingerprint. Alright. Thing is done. Cool. Alright. Snake handprint. Let's draw their mouth, I guess. Let's draw a Veias mouth. I think I probably should commit to how many teeth they have at this point. Because I have not committed to that number yet, so... oh, that's what I'm looking for. Alright. So it's Cargians? Cargians? I wouldn't have put the second I in there. I think that's why I thought I was right, and then I realized that you were pronouncing it differently. Gotcha. Cool. And now I know. I'm gonna draw the head like normal. How many teeth should I give? All the teeth. I should just give them all the teeth. Why I asked that. So I guess I have to commit to how many teeth they have. Actually, for real. Yeah, the Spyro reacts look really cool. Are they? I guess they're only gonna be on the PlayStation, though. Because that's going to be an unfortunate consequence. Oh, look, I get to draw the mouth angle that, Nugget was not happy with. Because that angle is hard for creatures with muzzles. I can angle it down enough that I don't have to fight that camera angle. Because drawing creatures with muzzles facing upward is like the worst thing you can do to yourself. Stop sign, calm down, I'm trying. Cargians. I don't know how else to pronounce it than that. Cargians. I'm not gonna try anymore. If I got it wrong, sorry. Spamming the same thing in the chat over and over is not gonna make me able to pronounce it. It's just gonna confuse me. I'm gonna rotate that so that you can see it. PC eventually. Okay, that's good to know. I would be really excited for it to be, on the PC, because I don't have a PlayStation, and I really don't want to go buy a PlayStation just to play Spyro, but also, Spyro. So... Timed exclusives are the absolute worst. I mean, I guess that's fair. It is originally made for PlayStation, and I know from having worked with a few indie developers that porting stuff over to other systems can be a little bit tricksy, and so it's not as easy as just going, hey, I'm gonna port my game over to PC. Or it's not as easy as going, hey, I'm gonna, you know, change the control scheme so that it works with PC, and then that's it. You know, you do have to kind of do a little bit of fiddling, and I'm sure you guys know that. So I wonder how much of the time in between, like, that exclusive, you know, slot, I wonder how much of that they spend, like, fixing the game up so it can go to other consoles, you know? Whoa! Axolotl! Axolotl, please! Axolotl, stop! Axolotl, why? Oh, it responded to itself! Oh no! I've never seen it do that. That's because I killed him. I have literally never seen the bot respond to itself. Axolotl, since the moment I created Axolotl, has spoken in the third person. He always refers to himself in the third person. Weird. Buddy, it's okay. Why did you freak out? Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I had to kill the program. He actually wouldn't close either. He crashed. I had to crash him. Oh, he didn't forget how to respond. I killed him. He wouldn't stop, so I had to kill him. I'm bringing him back now. Hang on. What are you, alright? That's why he stopped. He's not alive right now. Murdered him. That was really weird. Okay. You have banned for bad fashion choices. Poor baby. The robot uprising was quashed because I murdered Axolotl. Actually, the program's now double crashing, so that's exciting. Axolotl, you alright, pal? Back. Oh, he's coming. Alright, he's coming back. He's starting back up. Here we go. It's all fine. Should be alright now. Here, buddy. Alright, I think he's back. No, he's fine. Axolotl is like, I hope you're fine. Everyone check on the bot. The weird self-aware bot. Alright, I think he's fine. I don't know what the heck that was. But see, just right then, he said, hi guys, Axolotl hopes you're enjoying the stream. I don't know why he freaked out and just lost his mind. Yep, and now he's good. Alright. Don't do that again, Axolotl. Let's not. Yeah, we'll all keep an eye on him. Axolotl's having a rough time. I don't know what that was all about. Anyways, what were we talking about? Axolotl was probably upset we were talking about another cute critter that wasn't him. We were talking about that Spyro baby. Everyone sacrificed worms to the bottle so he feels better. Speaking of worms, poor Steve has no worms this week, and he has to go back to pellets until my new set of worms come in. Because something happened to my little worm garden, and now there's just like a shit ton of fruit flies or gnats or something in my house. And I had to put all the worms outside, and they died in the cold, so, it's cold here for some reason. It's April, it's like the first week in April, and it's like 20 degrees outside. Stupidest thing I've ever seen. But, so Steve has no worms this week, and so I have to feed him his pellets again. He's not about it. And by not very happy about it, I mean that he hasn't even noticed, and he just eats the pellets and then looks at me. Fuck. Yeah, it snowed today. It was gross. No, it didn't snow today for me. It was actually really nice today, but yesterday it was cold. I don't know where there's a bait and tackle shop. And the supplier I get online, I have heard is a good supplier. Like, other people recommended them to me, so I just order from them. The thing about going to, like, any bait and tackle shop is you don't know what kind of, like, what conditions you keep them in, and I'd have to drive all over the tackle shop, because axolotls are really sensitive to, like, chemicals and stuff, so you have to make sure they're, like, you know, that's the most awful red color I could have ever chosen. What the fuck am I doing? Hang on. Stop being bright. Yellow. Fine. We'll color in yellow. We're drawing in yellow right now. I don't know why, but that color is just... yeah, so... Everyone's, like, tempting the bot. They're like, can we get the bot to... Yeah, who scared the... Maybe that's what it was. We scared him. Yeah, so axolotls are really sensitive to stuff, and so I'm nervous about going to just any old bait and tackle shop to pick up worms. So, yeah, that is why I ordered them online. Because the supplier that I get them from online, and by the supplier I mean that it's this one seller on Amazon. Everyone's feed the bot. So, yeah. All right, let's commit to a number of teeth. Now that the Axolotl uprising has been ended, let's actually commit to some teeth here, huh? Lots of tooths. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Big one. And then you can't see the rest of them, that's fine. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Times 2 is 18. Times 2 more is 32. How many teeth do humans have? What is the average number of teeth for an animal? 32 teeth, enough teeth? Botnet. I need Lorne's self-aware robot bot thing that he created. Gotta get Axolotl extra smart so he can learn. Because if Veias have permanent teeth, I imagine that they'd get worn down a lot for such an aggressive species. Yeah, yes, they have... I didn't want to commit to doing rows of teeth like a shark, so, because that's hard to draw, and for just to be straight up honest, it's hard to draw. No, their teeth fall out. If their teeth fall out, they just grow back in. Like, they're constantly regrowing teeth and shedding teeth. Just like their horns, they're constantly regrowing their horns. Go to a mirror and count. I could also just look it up. I also... Well, I technically have. I don't have my wisdom teeth. Many teeth. Teeth. Teeth to men's. 32. Hell yeah. Oh, I could have sung the tooth song from Fairly Odd Parents. That would have told me. With shiny teeth and me. They're like sharks, but without the rows of teeth. Mostly just because I didn't want to draw like 3 rows of teeth in their mouth. But yes, kind of like sharks. That is literally 800% of the reason I didn't make them have, like, exactly shark teeth, that I didn't want to draw all the teeth. So, yes, they have, they're kind of like sharks. I talked to you when I got 32! My shiny teeth and me. Yeah, seeing a couple of Veias with their teeth missing, not that abnormal. I actually, now that you mention that too, I wonder how common it would be for, like, Veias to have big gnarly teeth, like, just sticking out of their face because they're growing too fast. I sort of picture that's kind of a little bit of the reason why they're gonna have a couple more than 32 now that I look. Need to bring your front of your jaw down. Alright, I'm gonna give them more than 32 teeth, which is fine. They don't have to have a human number of teeth, so... I just was using humans as a reference point. You know, what is a? I want them to have more teeth than a human, so they need more. If they're gonna have not 32 teeth, then they need to have more than a human. But I imagine how it would be kind of it wouldn't be uncommon either to see a Veias with just like teeth that haven't been worn down at all. My shiny feet twinkle. My shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars at night. Yep. Also, welcome to the chat, by the way. I lost the game. I think I properly greeted you before. But welcome to the chat. I don't know if you've been here before, but welcome. And hi. Can't not sing the Shiny Teeth song. Except I don't remember all of it unless I'm singing along with it. See, there's such a decorative aspect for my guys at this point. Probably consider a toothy grin commission to highlight their draw structure better. Yeah. Well, I see some, like, species sheets for different, like adoptables and stuff will have, like, a close-up of the mouth like this, and I kind of thought that would be good for the Veias to, like, you know, really zoom in on the teeth and show off their mouth. Given they're primarily carnivores, it can't just be for show. Yeah. I don't know. You should talk to Ryarker about that, though, because he's been having trouble with his autocorrect also. You guys are fighting your autocorrect. I'm gonna skip over this one because I don't really know how to handle it, so we're just going to draw this one palm up. You can tell a lot about a species just by looking at their teeth. Yep. Jatoa don't have any teeth. I don't know what that tells you about a Jadoa, but Jadoa do not have any teeth, so. Any mistakes are all you, Hank, you know? That's fair. At least you admitted to it. A little bit better. That should be accurate. I don't really have, like, a big blocky. Beaks and teeth equals nightmare fuel. You mean geese. You just mean geese. You're just talking about a goose. I think I'm gonna switch the hand block with the hide block because I don't have as much to put on here. Yeah, that should be about right. I want to make one middle finger a little bit longer, though. Let's bring this guy up here a little bit. Stagger the fingers so they're not so... Yet. Yeah, you haven't made any mistakes yet. Different layers so that I can copy paste it. I think I might need the other box for hands. Veias hands are not quite as nice and not as nice and slender, if I could speak, as Jadoa hands, so they don't sounds like the intro to, like, is something from Stranger. Anyways, yeah, so they're not gonna fit as nicely in this box. Big awkward shovel hands. Has anybody else been working on any world stuff lately? The world building chat's been a little bit quiet. You guys are working on anything? Brainstorming? Oh, Sweden Minecraft. Alright. Haven't done anything lately. I was going back through some of my old artwork trying to find some stuff to put in my portfolio just to update my website a little bit. And like I was surprised at how little artwork I actually have like in my portfolio. Like how much stuff I did last year that was just like nothing. Like so much of my art last year was like fan art and stuff for you guys, and it's not like a lot of stuff I can just put in my portfolio. There's so much furry stuff and anthro stuff in my portfolio, which is fine. But, like, when you look at it all, it's like, wow. Furry stuff last year. So many. I have a couple nice pieces to put in there. And I'm using a couple commissions, too. But it's, like, my range. Or not last year, 2016. I think I'm thinking of. Whatever the year was that I did that Pokemon challenge, that was pretty much all I did that year. Just filled an entire portfolio with the 30-day Pokemon challenge you did? Yeah. I grabbed the Minior piece because that was the most interesting one. Side. Actually, to be honest, to be perfectly honest, there is more. I had to actually take a couple pieces out of my portfolio because I have more stuff in my portfolio that I did for Nugget than I have of anything else. My whole portfolio is Nugget's artwork. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't have my entire folder be full of a creature I didn't even invent. So it's like just enough, you know? Like enough that I can show like progression of me working on that species, but like at the same time, it's like, oh, I did so much artwork for Nugget. Like, so much artwork. Funny. Funny to me. So, feel special, Nugget. All of your artwork's in my portfolio. Somehow somehow, not as much of your stuff ended up in my portfolio, and I don't know how that happened. If I'm honest, like, I don't know why I didn't put more of your stuff in my portfolio. I don't even remember what site now, to be honest. Go to my website. Nope, that's not my website. That's my Twitch. Yeah, I got... Actually, did I put anything of Riarcras on here? Why? Well, I have one of your things I'm putting in there. Why did I put anything of yours in there? I do so much artwork for you. Why is nothing in here? I can't even really tell you, like, what reasoning I had behind picking any of these artwork. Oh, I said, my online portfolio is, like, 40% your artwork, because, Valkyrie's in here, Lazal and Arias are in here, the orange one, the tan one with the metal arm, I don't remember what his name is, but he was in here, I took him out. I put a Frostrohordy in here, so, like, my portfolio was, like, 40% your artwork, and I'm really surprised I didn't pick anything of Riarcras. I know it's on some of my other websites, but while not technically world building, I've been practicing voices and inflections for characters and stuff, prepping for some DMing. Oh, cool! Oh, that's awesome. Do you do, like accents and stuff? Because I've kind of been thinking about, maybe at some point getting, somebody to do some voice acting for Lorhandle, like, just, like, little sound clips of, like, each species saying hello, or whatever. So if, you know, if you're ever down for doing a couple recordings for me, I might be able to pay you. I might be able to pay you to do cute bird voices. think I'm gonna put this box over here just because I need extra thumb hands. Then we'll just have a I don't think I need as much room in this section, so we'll just loop it in. Cedric, that's his name. Yep. How did I not have more presence in there? You drew a ton for me over the past couple years. I don't know. Weird. I got a voice acting friend. Give me some sample lines and expectations, and I'll give him a few to record. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what I'm looking for yet. I was kind of an idea I was tossing around, but I always, like, you know, keep my eyes open for talented people who might be willing to do that kind of thing for me. Whenever I get to that point. I sort of have, like, a general idea of how the, like, say, for example, how the Jadoas sound, but I don't even know if that's something people can replicate just with their voices, so... With anything involving Lorhandel, I have really, like, specific expectations, and so far, the response I have gotten is that everything is very difficult. Because, you know... just because it's like, you know, like the animations. Like I've tried to get a couple people to do animations for me, and now I'm gonna have Emu's gonna do something for me at some point. I gotta actually get around to committing to an art trade or something with them, but you know, Emu offered to do some stuff for me as far as walk cycle, so that's cool. But if you need another angle and you can't draw it, just trace over something else that you already did. But I also want to get, like, voice samples, and I don't know what I would do for those, and so I'm kind of tossing the idea around, but at some point, yeah, I'll definitely need you guys for stuff. We'll do voice clips of the kiddos. Yeah, that would be really cool. I know exactly what I want the Jadoa to sound like, I just don't know if anybody else can replicate it. Like, I'll have to like look it. Alright there, Axolotl, you're gonna be alright? Every time he talks now, I'm like... You gonna be alright? See you over there. It doesn't work if you're not pink. So yeah, it was just kind of an idea I was throwing around. I know I've showed it on the stream before, but if you guys are curious about what a Jadoa sounds like in my head, look up a video. There's this video of a magpie speaking Japanese. I think it's a magpie. I'm just gonna go look it up. I'm just gonna go grab it for you, and I'll just pop it in the chat. I don't feel like watching it again on stream, but that's what I imagine they sound like. That one. Curious about what a Jadoa sounds like. That's what I picture they sound like. Kind of a little bit squawky and raspy. Especially when they're speaking languages that aren't Jadoan. I imagine they have kind of a funny, like, almost radio static texture to their voice. Like, really weird and crackly. Dumb bird voices. You got hot dogs! That's awesome. So let's say... For this one, I'm gonna draw, like, a couple scars, you know? Scar... Another one that's like scratch mark here. Another one maybe the other way, so like that scratch. Different angles, just all over. Oh, it's a Mina, that's right. Wasn't a magpie, it's a Mina bird. Oh well. I got it a little bit wrong. But yeah. Regardless of me misidentifying the species of bird, that's what I picture they sound like. that voice coming out of this bird. Cool. Alright. And then I'll just paint over top of them. Sounds a tiny bit Irish for me. Interesting. The thing is like, anytime I hear them speaking in English, it's like, anytime you hear any bird speaking English, it sounds really awkward and, like, scratchy, and they, like, can't pronounce certain letters. But that bird, that particular minor bird, he has, like, the best pronunciation I've ever heard come out of a bird. Japanese with an Irish accent would be interesting. Yeah. So, like, you know, I don't know what to do with that information as far as coming up with, like, a voice for them, because I've never, like, it's hard to hear them. It's hard for me to picture it being in a language other than Japanese, you know? For some reason, the pronunciation of Japanese in that instance is really, like, smooth, I guess? That bird has such smooth pronunciation. And I wish that my bird sounded like what I want them. Alright, let's do some line art. Line art in here. I'm done drawing hands and claws and teeth and stuff, so let's do the thing. Jadoilish. Actually, I think I actually had a name for it. Oh no, it's not. It's a specific colon. On page. Page 6, I think, is the language. Yeah, Greek. Although most people would just call it Jadoan. But the official name is Drake. I had to look it up. I had to look it up because that's the kind of loser I am. I think you're overthinking the languages things a little bit. Can't believe it. I mean, I use a cipher. I didn't create an actual language. It looks like I created an actual language. It's all a trick. Dirty trick. A lie. So much of Japanese requires limited lip movement, while a lot of English, Spanish, and other language with European roots require more. Japanese, Chinese, and other Asian languages would be a good basis, or at least a concept of requirement. Yeah, for sure. Here, I can show you guys the cipher if you're curious about how the language works. Look at this document full of text. There was a time in my life where I thought I was going to write everything out and put it on here, and now I'm typing it directly into the Photoshop document because I'm smart. This website's dead as far as I know. Ta-da! Jadoan. And now you can just type whatever you want. Ta-da! And then what I would do, like... So the way the cipher... I don't know how the cipher picks letters from the top box and mangles it with the middle box, but if I take out letters they can't say, like P, the language comes out really stupid looking with a lot of repeating letters. So I actually, in that file that I have, I did... Somewhere in this document, I have a whole list of rules for myself. So like, if any of these letters show up in this translation, I do one of these, like, 6 things. To eliminate letters like P, because if I take them out of the model text, the language is really repetitive. But, I mean, this, if any of you guys need a language, like, if you're somebody like me who's not skilled enough to create their own language, because I don't even understand, like, real languages that much, so to try to create an actual, like, real language would be just the most ridiculous thing. So if you guys need something like this, I talked to the guy who made it, and he said that, yeah, it's, like, totally cool if you want to use it for stuff. But I put it, it's on the Discord. It's, like, the second post in It's like one of the first 2 pins in art resources. So if you need it, you know, there you go. It's in there. I lost the game. If you're into world building and you're not part of the Discord yet, we have a Discord. It's not specifically for world building, but we have a world building section where sometimes people talk about their worlds and stuff. And I do this every now and then. We work on, you know, my world a little bit, but everybody's kind of, well, not everybody. A couple people are working on their own things. So you're more than welcome to share if you want. And in the art resources tag of the Discord, there's... this website is a zip file because the website's actually gone now, but I had the foresight to download the website, so you can still use the program without being connected to the internet. You don't have to be able to access the website because I downloaded the whole website. And then also I put, this text file, without the information in it, so I uploaded this whole world building, like, document to the, join us if you feel like it. If you're in a Discord. But, yeah, so... what kind of chaos I'll get into if I open up the Discord. That much. Yeah, so, like... yeah, in art resources, if you go up to the pins, and go all the way to the bottom, the very first post in this channel, the blank species sheet's in here, and the Cypher website's in here. So if you guys wanna do the thing, you know, there you go. I'll put you in there. There you go. You're in. Welcome. Oh, the stream highlight. Yes, Axolotl. Beautiful. Speaking of Axolotl, whoop. Nope, we did not get our new emote yet. In case anybody hadn't noticed, which I don't think anybody did, but, fucking hey, what's up? Welcome! Anyways, I took out the beef sandwich emote. Beef sandwich emote is now gone from Twitch. I'm in the process of replacing it with Dat Boy. But Dat Boy is taking a little while to process, so someday you guys will have Dat Boy on Twitch, but for now, you do not. Sorry. My apologies, friends. Oh, also, side note, fun fact, at the end of this month, I'm gonna actually get my first payout from Twitch for all the subs. So, thank you, you guys, you're all ridiculous, and somehow I made it to $100 on Twitch, so I'm gonna actually, like, you know, maybe get paid for this. So, hooray! Twitch can't handle Dat Boy. They're trying to figure out what to do with that level of just amazingness. Hooray! Hooray for emote. Look at you guys with your emotes. So beautiful. Yeah, so somehow, we somehow reached over $100, so I'm actually gonna get a payout now. Because fun fact, if you're a Twitch affiliate, they wait until at least $100 before they give you your money, so... all those bits you guys have been cheering at me, and all the subs and everything, I'm finally gonna get recognition for that. So I imagine the bottom set of horns, like these ones down by the chin, I imagine they don't grow as fast. Or maybe not that much at all. Like, they're just kind of there, hanging out. Something about taxes and fees and whatnot? Yeah, probably. I'm sure that it was in the, Twitch affiliate, like, thing that I saw when I signed up, but... do not let me forget. After this stream, I have to do my car registration. Do not let me forget. Like, before the stream is over, as I'm doing my long-winded outro, and you guys wanna, you know, you're like, oh my god, shut up. Remind me to do my car registration, because I've put it off for, like, fucking a week now. I got the notice, I got the second notice in the mail that they were like, you really have to do this, and I was like, fuck, I do. I'm not used to living in a state where they require you to register your car. Sorry. Don't let me forget. Speaking of things like taxes, don't let me forget. Hey, do your car registration? Great, thank you. It's dumb. I actually have to pay taxes because I own a car. It's really stupid. I don't know if other states are like that, but don't forget to do your taxes. I did do my taxes, actually. I did my taxes back in November, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. Except I now have to do my local taxes for when I live back in Pennsylvania, which I need to find the form for that, and I also have to actually hand in my Pennsylvania state tax, because I may have forgotten to send that because I actually owed them money. But I did do my taxes. There was this whole great week where I thought I was going to owe them like $1,000, and then it turned out that that TurboTax fucked my it turned out that TurboTax fucked my one of my income tax reports, and it was like the worst ever. It's probably the only time I ever said hurrah for not owning a car. Yeah. What up, Fev? It's a Feather. Feather's here. Doing the thing. What up? Holy shit. 15 viewers and now you're bringing 12 of them. What are you guys doing? Oh my god, we're getting raided by burbs. Oh my god, burbs. All the burbs. What up? Yeah, there's snake boys. Murder noodles. Here's my, let me zoom out so you can see the murder noodles. There's the murder noodles. Look at them. Oh my god, so many burbs. Everyone, Axies, return fire. Use your axolotls. All the friends, so many bird friends, so many axolotl friends, murder noodle friends. What's happening? Oh my god, so many things. I love you guys. You're so good. You're so good and pure. This isn't the first time today that the chat's been spammed either. Oh my god, Fev's got them both. Fev's literally shooting axolotls out of cannons. Yes. All the birds come, all the chickadees come flying in, and then, you know, we just aim the cannons and start firing into the gallery. What's going on, burbs? What's going on, Feathers? What's going on? How you doing? Your art is good. I need to be rich so I can hire you. Yes, please be rich so you can hire me. I'm opening commissions tomorrow, by the way. If anybody's in the Discord, we have a Discord. If you want to be part of that nonsense, it's pretty cool nonsense. But I'm opening commissions tomorrow at noon, so yeah, if y'all are looking for somewhere to send your monies, I got a nice empty bank account that would be more than happy to be full of your monies. And then there's the one with the fish. Of course, you gotta have the fish. Your sleepy Axie tip jar. Yes. Oh, thank you. And the cannon emote. You don't have the emote. It's okay. Oh, thank you for joining the stack. Yes, if you guys want to join the stack, we like friends. We like lots of friends. Ah, so many friends. Everyone's here. You take payment in gold or chocolate. I wish. I wish I could take payment in chocolate. I cannot though. Unless you could find a way to send me chocolate through PayPal. I think how I'm gonna handle it, just because there's gonna be so many people interested this time, I think what I'm gonna do is give it a couple hours and let some of you guys give me it's not gonna be first come, first serve, is what I'm saying. I'm probably gonna, like, give it a couple hours for you guys to send your requests in and then pick a couple. Because what ends up happening sometimes is, like, I have 5 slots open, but then I get 3 people who ask for headshots, and headshots I can do in a night. So I might take an extra full body because 3 of my slots were filled up with headshots, you know? So, like, it's not first come, first serve because I want to see what you guys are interested in first and then pick a couple that are interesting to me and that I think might be interesting to do on stream or ones that I just want to do and then, you know, whatever. So, yeah. You could have an emote lost for a whole $5. You could have an emote. Oh my gosh, Fev, look at them! With the hands. Oh, beautiful. Oh, because dragons? Thank you. And now you can watch the tips go into the tip jar. Thanks for the bits, you guys. Oh my god, so many people are here doing the thing. Yeah, if you can find a way to send chocolate and gold through PayPal, I might change my prices to, like, you know, $25 for a headshot, or 1 gold bar, or 1 Easter Bunny chocolate. You know, like... Send me your desserts. I keep trying to diet. Like, there's this part of me that's like, wow, you're a little bit heavyset, and you don't fit into your shirts anymore, and you should probably not eat so much sugar. And then somebody at one of my friends at work keeps making, like, the most amazing desserts and bringing them in, and then I'm like, well, never mind. I guess this is the weight I am now because I can't resist home-baked goods, especially when they're chocolate cupcakes. With like a homemade ganache. Ah, ruin me. Food. I can't. Food. For somebody who's as picky as I am, I fucking love food. Food is great. Emotes, emotes. Yeah, I would love to do emotes. Emotes aren't something I get super often. Actually, Feather was the first person I've ever gotten to ask me for emotes, so I might make a whole separate slot for emotes just because they literally take me an hour. Depending on what they are, it could take me like as little as an hour. So, oh no! Bird cannon! Oh shoot, Ecuador has good chocolate. I shall get the comp. Yes. Murder noodles. Give them some hash, and then they'll just be noodles. True. Oh, thank you so much, Pineapple. Oh, I love it. Oh, and Penny, yeah, I'm glad you liked them. I'm glad you guys liked your emotes. I'm really happy with how they came out, actually. It makes me want to do more emotes for my own channel. Like, I'm not affiliated yet, or I'm affiliated. I'm not partnered yet, so I can't have more emotes on Twitch, but I can have as many emotes as I want in the Discord. So, you know, if I feel like getting the Discord some more emotes, which I really want to do, like, I have some ideas. Like, I want, like, a shocked one, like Feb has, and I want to do, you know, just, I want to do a couple other ones. Oh no! Duck! Oh, look at them, they're so cute. BTTV? I don't know what that is, actually. I don't know what BTTV is. The thing with being a Twitch affiliate is that, you can't stream to 2 separate websites at the same time. You can't use Restream anymore. Canon Bourbon was requested. Yes, good. Good. Canon Burb is always requested. Also, good choice being subbed to Feather, so you can get that nice Duckenburb. Nice. Good choice. Support a good artist. Yeah, I don't know what BTTV is. So, I don't know. Maybe. Better Twitch TV. Let's streamers add more emotes to their channel. They can only be used on your channel, though, and no one else's. I don't know. Am I allowed to do that if I'm affiliated? I didn't know Better Twitch TV was even a thing, so maybe. I'll have to look into it. I mean, if not, we'll just have to shoot for 75 total viewers in a stream at any one given point in time, and then we'll just get partnered and then have as many emotes as we want. You can do it? Sweet. Well, then maybe we'll do that. The most murdery noodles. Oh, I really appreciate it. Oh, everybody's so fun! This is such a good night. Everyone's... Oh, this Thursday went from being kind of shitty to kind of great. Both is good. It has to be an average of 75. Yup! Delicious. 75 viewers. Oh. Thank you for joining the stack. Welcome to the stack. So many more friends for the stack. So what were you guys doing over on Feather's channel? I didn't get to stop in. I got home from work and then immediately made dinner, and it was amazing. But I didn't get to stop in and see what you guys were up to. Subnautica, yes. Going into the scary dark for no reason. Good plan. Excellent plan. Feather Night Songo? Yes, I would. Are you in the Discord? Oh, I can open it up on this computer. Do it. Watching the multi-stream and it didn't pull me over here right away, so I didn't hear anything regarding Canon Burb at first, and then I saw the chat and was like, oh, I better post that. Yes. Welcome to the stack, Jimmy Cannon. Oh, so many new friends. The game won't tell me where the Degassi base is. Yeah, I think I had that same problem, and somebody had to tell me where it was. I think. If I remember correctly. I don't remember, but I think that's what happened. I think I also had trouble finding it. Which ones have you found? Out of curiosity. If I send a link in a chat, will it kill me? No, Axolotl is not worried about it. Axolotl should not stop you. Axolotl may end up in an infinite loop of terror, though. That did happen earlier, and I have absolutely no idea why, but Axolotl had, like, the biggest freak out and just, like, kept responding to itself. Okay. Hold up, hold up. Alright, let's pause some good Binding of Isaac. Let's go. You guys hear that alright? This is so cool. I love this. This is so fun. Yeah, you guys did so good. It turned up a little bit. Do y'all mind if I added this to my playlist? This would be so cool. I like music that has just a little bit of a beat to it so I can, like, bob, because I don't know how to dance, so makes me feel like I can dance. Sorry for the other message I typed it. Oh, I don't even know what you said, honestly. There was so much chaos with everyone joining the chat. I think I missed whatever it was that you fat fingered, so you good? Bobbing and dancing? Crap. I don't know. Some people would say it's not. I would say oh, it does. The Lotl chord. Oh, I love it. Yeah, if you want to share it in art share. Art shares for anything. Art shares for music, art shares for writing, art shares for art. Everything is art. We've even had people post food in that one. So, do it. Yeah, go ahead and post. Oh god, let me turn that down a little bit. I did not mean for that to be so loud. Alright. I don't even know if it's loud. That was really cool, you guys. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, my playlist right now is a lot of, like, there's a lot of indie stuff that, Dire Crow's been picking out for me, but, I mean, if you guys are, like, video game stuff, like, that's what I mean by indie, video game stuff, but, like, y'all don't mind me adding, like, your stuff to it, I would love to add, that one's really cool. Is that what you were working on the other night when I came in? Was it yesterday I was in for a little while? Oh yeah, that's Steve. Steve watches the tip jar. And by watches the tip jar, I mean he sleeps near it and pretends like watching. You guys are all so great. Welcome to the chat. I'm so glad everybody showed up. I'm glad you're all here. Pineapples made it famous. You guys all made it famous. It's beautiful. Yeah, for you know, original Axie Stacks who did not come from Feb's stream. Feather does music like that. She streams a little bit of games and a little bit of music, that kind of style music. So if you liked that, you should go watch her make some of it, because it's pretty awesome. A lot of doots and bloops and toots. Awesome. Fun. He's like a tiny dragon guarding his treasure hoard. He is. It's a lot of silver bits, but, you know, gotta start somewhere. I appreciate all the things. The fact that you guys give me anything is ridiculous to me, so... I've been doing this for how long now? And it's been 6 months or something like that. I've been doing this since November, like, super serious. And it's still ridiculous to me that you guys are even here, so... Still blows my mind a little bit. Did you make Steve? I did make Steve. Steve is actually... So, fun fact, it's a Streamlabs tip jar. Streamlabs does not allow you to upload your own custom tip jars, so what I actually did was I took a tip jar I liked, I grabbed the mason jar shaped one, and made the jar, like, outline. So, if I go in my Dropbox folder, yeah, so the tip jar is actually just an overlay that goes over top of the tip jar, and then, here somewhere. Yeah, so his body is like one piece that goes in the back, and then the head. And then the head is a tail, the tail and the head that go in front, so it like makes it look like I have a custom tip jar, even though I don't. It's still just a mason jar that I got off Streamlabs. Yes, I do have an IRL Axolotl based off of him. I don't remember where the picture is, though. Yet. Here? You know what, I think you just search Steve. Find it. Boy. I think I keep going back to this particular post. There's the boy! Beautiful boy. A thing you could commission. Sure. Potentially. You'd have to pick your jar, and you wouldn't be able to change it, but sure, I would be alright. Steve was mentioned a lot. We talk about Steve a lot. That's because I'm infinitely weird for being somebody who's a girl who but also uses a male axolotl as her mascot, so... He's a big old derp who's very upset with me right now because I may have accidentally killed all of his worms, so I had to buy him more worms. And now he has to wait for more worms, and he's very upset. He has to go back to pellets for a little while because I don't have any worms for him. But yeah, I might be down for that. I'd have to think about how much that would cost, though, price-wise. That's not something that I initially was like, I want to do that. So it's not actually on my, price sheet, but, yeah, I'd be down. There's certainly no market for, I don't think anybody does custom tip jars like that. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna open commissions tomorrow at like noontime. So, and then it's not first come first serve. So anybody who messages me throughout the day, you know, I'll give you guys a little bit of time and grab a couple. So she only eats veggies that when she has no bugs. Yep. Throwback to when Steve didn't know what worms were and was a derp. Oh my god, yeah, he had no idea what to do with the worms the first time. Yeah, the first time I gave... So Steve is 5. He's almost 6 now, I think. I think he's, like, on his way to 6. But, the first time... he's been eating pellets his whole life. And he's been fine, but his gills got really small and kind of bare. So I thought, you know, okay, we'll switch up his diet a little bit. It's been 5 years, so he probably needs to eat something else. So I got him worms and from a seller that had a lot of good reviews and a lot of people recommended to me on Amazon. And he had no idea what to do with the worms and he would just sit there with his nose on the ground, just like staring at them like, but what? But how? Like, for some reason, he just could not figure out how to worms. And, like, he'd get one in his mouth and then just sit there with it, like, sticking out of his mouth, just, like, wriggling around. And it was like, dude, you have to swallow it. He just did not understand. And he's got those funny, like, reverse cross eyes, so... I have a donation thing. Craig, you're throwing money at my screen. The tip jar doesn't just take bits. The tip jar takes tips, also. You know, you no longer have to throw money at the screen. He is not the smartest axolotl. He has the derpiest face, though, and that makes him beautiful. I'm gonna adjust this. It is all... I like the way that looked, but also the jaw is out of whack now. Big teeth. Two in the front, right? He's a precious baby. One long tooth, 2 small teeth, and then another long tooth. These. This Veias. Derpy looking. This Veias does not look like a badass. He's a little bit of a dirt monster. Steve is a precious baby and everyone loves him. Steve is really funny looking because he's got those reverse cross eyes, so he's like constantly staring off into space with the derpiest eyes. Sometime in the next week, we're gonna get an emote of his face. The emote of his face is already in the Discord, but it's not cleared on Twitch yet. Precious. Draw a shy snake boy? That would be an interesting trope, wouldn't it? We have Tsundere Noodle boy. Or noodle girl. Could be either. I think that's Riarkra's picture right now, is it not? I think I'm still pronouncing that word wrong and I'm sorry. Triggering you. Yeah, there he is. Looking angry. Not impressed. Reptiles and amphibians are superior to any other animal that maybe birds. Pretty close. Caddos are pretty good too, though. Murder noodle. Yes. Reptiles are basically birds. You are correct. You are not wrong. No, the Tsundere. I feel like I'm always in one of those, like, infinite loops of, like, it's Naruto, not Naruto, or it's Naruto, not Naruto, and so anytime I have to pronounce anything that's Japanese originally, I'm like, am I doing it right? I'm sorry if I messed it up. So anytime I have to say tsundere, I'm like, I hope I'm saying it right, because I feel like I'm saying it like a stupid American. And like most things, it's like, depending on who you ask, you could ask 100 different people and it's always wrong. Birds are evolved. It's Boruto. You're both wrong. It's Boruto's dad. It's a grump. I'll have to draw a shy Veias at some point down the road, because that would be an interesting trope, you know, flip it on its head a little bit. These guys are like, we call them murder noodles because they are literally murder noodles. They just, like, kill each other all the time. So one of the big things for this species that Nugget actually helped me out with was deciding how long they live for. And the suggestion was that I make them like crocodiles, where, like, crocodiles generally don't die of, like, just old age. They mostly die because they physically can't feed themselves anymore, or they kill one another. So I was like, well, that's what's happening to these guys. So nobody, it's not that they live forever, it's that nobody knows how long the natural lifespan of a Veias is, because they mostly murder each other by 60 anyway. A hognose murder noodle? I should. Tsundere, I believe. Okay, so I'm pronouncing the beginning of it wrong. Tsundere. Well, whatever. It's a murder noodle. And murder noodle is not impressed. Definitely not. Nope. Not impressed. I want to do Veias in a whole bunch of different kinds, because they're not as specific as, like, the bird, you know, as the Jadoa, where they're birds. So I can kind of base them off different types of birds. The Veias are kind of a mix of, like, dragons and snakes and reptiles, so they're sort of a little bit of everything. So I can grab snakes, I can grab, you know, lizards. They're sort of just murder reptiles. A ball python murder noodle? Yeah. This one's based off that one lizard that, who was it that got that? Always close to the sun. I just saw that comment in the Discord. This one's gonna be fun. This is nice and easy because I can just draw the same nose over and over again. I don't have to keep redrawing this one. I can just drag the line around. I'm gonna do that, and then I will just drag this line art around. It's amazing how much they just look like dragons until you actually put the whole body together. Just any snakes, you just like snakes. Snakes are pretty good. The art on that price sheet's a little bit old, but it'll give you the gist. I actually have to get around to updating that at some point. I have to decide how much of an absurd age is, like, absurd enough for these guys, because I kind of want to put on the next page of this sheet. I want to put, like, information about a Veias who lived to be, like, ridiculously fucking old. By being just a pure, like, brute force. Like, maybe they were, like, you know, the leader of the Veias for a really long time because nobody could kill them, sort of thing. And so they just lived for a really long time, but I can't decide how old is, like, absurdly old without being, like, unrealistic, you know? Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, the oldest one that ever lived was, like, 100, and then it's like, well, that's kind of lame, because 100's not that old, especially if they usually kill themselves by 60, but, you know, then is, like, 300 too much, you know? I was first working on the Drask, it was a struggle to not expect their jawline to be more dragon-like versus the Raptor Equine blend I ended up with. I don't mind when they do appear that way more. Yeah, it's always fun drawing them, though. They've got a really unique, like, mouth shape. I think that's why I have so much fun drawing your guys. And actually, on the topic of the fact that for some reason none of your artwork made it onto my website, I don't know how that happened still, but I am putting a couple pieces on there now. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. My Jahordi lived to be like 200, so I'd say anything between 0 and 200. Well, like, so for, like, regular humans, you know, in real life, living to, like, 100 isn't as far-fetched anymore because our technology is getting better, but, like, 110's kind of ridiculous, you know? So, like, for a Veias, you know, I guess maybe 200. I mean, I'll pick like, a not round number for him. Whoever I decide to go with, but, you know, whoever that character ends up being, you know, maybe 200's pretty good. 100 is still really old. Yeah. Do Veias shed? Veias have, no, they do not. They have, I think we decided last time that their skin's kind of like a hide almost, with really fine scales that are, like, hard and almost, like, leathery and kind of firm, so they're harder to, like, pierce, but they can still scratch each other. And it doesn't heal, so it's not like they don't shed and, like, remove scars that way. And that's where their art comes from, because anytime they take damage from anything, like, if, you know, one gets scarred up, they'll just turn that scar into a tattoo, and they kind of decorate themselves and wear their scars like trophies almost. So they don't shed, they just kind of, fire dubstep! I wish I had a webcam now, because I, like, started dancing. Perfect time for just, like, random dancing. With a reptilian dragonish species, you can follow the immortal shell rule, aka as long as they fire enough food, they keep growing. That's pretty much what the Veias do, yeah. And then they just murder each other. Yeah, so, like, for example, like this one, you know, she probably got clawed, like, here, you know, maybe a little bit here, and then here. And so then she turned all this into tattoo work. You know, basically expanded 3 claw marks across the shoulder into a whole tattoo. Or, like, you know, this guy probably got raped here, here, and here across the top of his arm, and just got it turned into a cool... Oh, this is not fire dubstep? Okay. Sounds like fire dubstep. I'm also gonna turn it down a little bit, because fire dubstep is very loud. Or whatever this is. Still feels the need for dubstep. So, that's kind of their... And then they just grow. They just keep growing, and they get really, you know, they can get really big, and just, they're mean, and they want to fight everybody. And they mostly just murder each other, which is why they're called murder noodles. You know, most Veias die pretty young because they're so busy killing each other. But the ones that don't get killed live to be kind of old. It's not at all dubstep. I think everybody calls it fire dubstep because, Markiplier called it fire dubstep. And now it's called fire dubstep. I don't know. That one on the face must have hurt. Yep. Raise his hand. Yes, Ryarka. I don't know how to differentiate between them. I just like it. Same. If you showed me 3 of them and asked me which one was which, I could probably figure it out, but, like, off the top of my head, I don't know which one's which, you know? Like, kind of a loop like that. I like all of it, though. It's all good, so... Don't send me dubstep and trance and techno, because I'm not gonna do it on stream. I don't even know Eurotrance was a word until just now. I could probably, like, identify them based on, like, a list. If you gave me, like, 3, or 1 of each, I could probably figure out which one. But I'm not gonna do that, so don't send me links. Veias also continuously grow their horns, and so they like to sculpt their horns into shapes, and one got fancy and a hole in his horn. Alright. Hey, look, some murder noodles. Look at all the beautiful murder noodles. So many ones. That one's horns is wicked. Yeah. Yeah, I actually. Like the horn sense. I know. Crazy. Things making sense and all that. I imagine the image I referenced from Mila's ultra vibrant color and bad fashion is something from Hawaii Base, which meant little since I just enjoyed the sound of it. Dubstep has a lot of grindy sounds that don't really sound like music. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, murders. So many noodles. So little time. Maybe that should that be the group name? You know how you have like a flock of birds? Or like a murder of crows? Is it a murder of Veias? I don't know what a Jadoa would be then. I guess it would be a flock of Jadoa. Because they do treat their whole society like a flock, so it would make sense if you called a group of Jadoa a flock of Jadoa. But are the murder noodles a murder of noodles? Can that be canon? I think I want to make that canon. Parliament of Owls. Business of Ferrets. Murder of Veias. How do they shape their horns? Like bonsai. Yep, exactly like bonsai. Herd of bird. Why is herd not the one? Why? Why? Have you heard that bird is the word? Wait, what? Yeah, their horns are basically continuously growing, and then they will, like, bonsai them almost. Like, they'll tie off parts, or, like, shave a certain part to be at a certain angle. But, like, you know, one like this might have let their horns grow back, but then here they would have cut it and just kept cutting it until it curled up. Yeah, they're like a fashion statement. The horns also play into their pride a little bit, and, like... It's a lot of self-identity, but, like, if you challenge the current, king, or whatever, I haven't come up with a title. But if you kill the current, if you want to fight the current leader, you basically have to tear off one of their horns and kill them with it. Like, that's, like, part of the ritual. You have to first, like, challenge them in a really specific, like, it's almost ceremonial way, and basically be like, yo, I want to be the king, so step down, and they're, like, usually, like, nah, son, fight me, and then they fight. And if you win because you killed them with their own horn, and if you lose, it's because you died. So, the mental image of awkward teen murder noodles with wire on their horns like braces. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even think of that, but that sounds amazing. I'm totally gonna draw that on the next panel. Something. I don't know, but that sounds amazing. What if you killed them but without their own horn? I guess that would be part of the... I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. Maybe I should take that. Maybe that shouldn't be it. Yeah, because what happens if you do kill them without their own horn? Yo, fight me, bruh. Okay. No, that's like 100% like the Veias way. Fight me. Okay. Let's do it. Right here, right now. We throw down. Murder noodle with braces. Very much okay. I didn't actually think of that, because it's probably pretty easy to kill somebody without using a specific tool. Oh, actually, I just thought of a thing, though. Maybe it's more like, a ceremonial thing if you concede. Because, like, so for Veias, if you're fighting somebody and you give up and you, like, instead of just taking a defeat, like, if you're fighting the king, I should say, if you have decided that you're gonna challenge the king, and the king decides to, like, say you're losing, and you're about to get killed, and the king's like, never mind, I'm gonna spare you, that's kind of like a big fuck you. So maybe, the horn is for if the king concedes. So if the king is like, never mind, you know, you win, I concede to you, then you have to kill them with their horn. Kind of to show that, like, they fucked themselves over, as opposed to you doing it. Like, that they were weak already because they gave up. Are these from somewhere like a game or a show? They're my own. Yes, I did them. I made them. So, maybe that's what I'll do then. The horn is more like, maybe killing them with their own horn is like a ceremonial. Like, that. I'm gonna go with that. Solving problems in world building. Heck yeah. Yeah, let me grab the link. I got a whole sheet of these bad boys. I want Google Drive. Going to Google Drive. Here, I'll grab the sheet for the, I'll grab the sheet for the, so, it's a little bit easier to read on my Google Drive, so I'll just grab you the link. Curious. Bloop. Dems my birds. 8 pages of birdie goodness. So I have, like, new, I have this whole list. Got these guys. These are all my guys. I want to create 8-ish page documents just like that one for these guys, or for everybody on here. So, I think Veias is now, I think I'm gonna maybe do Ascenians after the Veias, but the Veias is gonna take me a couple months, so. The Jadoa took me a while to get through that, too, and I was working off another document and just pulling things over. So now that I'm kind of starting from scratch and, like, making up the information as I go, it's gonna take me a little bit longer. But, I think the Ascenians might be next after that. I have some cool ideas for them. Kind of been brainstorming on them a little bit. So yeah, that's my friends. All my cool dudes. Just kind of something I wanted to do, you know. I've always looked up to, like, people who create worlds like that, you know, all these Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and, you know, Star Wars and all these big magical worlds, you know, Avatar and Avatar: The Last Airbender and just, like, that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to, like, I don't have a specific story I'm trying to tell, but I just wanted to have the challenge of creating a world from scratch and just doing whatever I want. Leopard centaurs? They are. They're Noldaru, and I know nothing about them. They're big, and they're centaurs, and they live in the mountains and in the cold, and they're huge, and I know nothing about them past that. That's probably the least developed race on this sheet. I know the least about them. Mostly because they're really, like, at the current moment, they're, like, mostly just generic, like, Viking/Norse, like, you know, we live in the north and we want to fight all the things and we hunt all the time and we drink all the alcohol. And I kind of am, with the suggestion of some people from the chat, I'm kind of thinking about making them maybe kind of big and lazy and, like, they just want to hang out and just chill and tell stories and stuff. Like, they don't really want to fight, but they have this reputation of being these great, crazy hunters. But they're actually just big, lazy babies. Like, I don't know, maybe, that would kind of make them a little bit of a foil to the Veias, too. Because the Veias are these big, you know, they're big and angry, and they're hunters, and they're, you know, they're pretty big also, and they want to fight everything. So, having another big species that's kind of, like, chill, no pun intended, but pun partially intended, I think might be interesting, you know, give them a little something extra, so... That's kind of where the Noldaru are going for right now. I don't want to be like everybody else who makes a northern dwelling species where they're fighters and they fight everything and they drink alcohol, you know, they drink ale and all that. So, any books about these dudes or like a short story compilation? Two things regarding that information actually. So the first thing is all these pages I'm working on. They're made in 8.5 by 11. They're 9 by 12 and a half. It's in the document title. They're 9 by 12. So I will probably at some point, once I get through all this information, which there's so much work left to do because I have 5 whole races worth of sheets to do. I want to do like little mini sheets of just like flora and fauna of each region. I want to do one on history. You know, I have all these like ideas of sheets I want to make. But at some point, once I have enough pages, I might actually print this. So I've made the pages with the expectation that someday I will print them. So, number 1, that. Number 2, I do have a few little doodles around, like this Veias, who doesn't understand how to carve pumpkins, who's just stabbing the heck out of it, and that Jadoa, who's very afraid. The Jadoa are so small. They're babies. How do the Veias feel about adventuring? They live underground, so I guess they don't care. They don't mind going out. Probably go adventuring. I didn't realize I avoided a trope of species building. Oh no. Is there anything about the... Oh, jeez. Oh, Axolotl, please. Oh, jeez. Anything about the Johordi you want to know that I can work on? I need to draw something up. What does a baby Johordi look like? Or like a young Johordi look like? That would be... What does a young one look like? Because I've drawn so many adult Johordi, now I want to know what a little one looks like. Jadoa are tiny. I know, I love them. Yeah, so he doesn't know how to carve a pumpkin. I did this one of an Essenian, whose face looks a little bit derpy because I forgot how to draw human faces that day. Dressing up a Jadoa, who might be drawn slightly larger than actually anticipated. But yeah, so, bird. I also drew that. In reference to someone asking, well, it was mostly, you know, how Link beats up the cuckoos and then they all attack. This is what happens. All the Jadoa fight you also. The Jadoa, their fighting style is basically the cuckoos from Zelda. That, like, if you fuck with one Jadoa, they, like, come after you. All of them will come after you. Like, you don't mess with your neighbor. You don't, you know, a murder of Jadoa, yes. Yep. Have you seen this, Link? Yep. So, that's how Jadoa fighting style works, which is to say that they will not fight you unless they have to, but if you give them a reason to fight you, then yes. There are spelunkers and monster slayers. Sign them up, yes. Yeah, I imagine they would love to go above ground and fight things. Not Jadoa. Veias are really weird about, like... They're, like, vaguely racist. So, for anybody who's new and hasn't heard me talk about these guys before, the Veias are basically, they originated underground. They're ground-dwelling lizard people. But they originally, worshipped a huge dragon that lived underground and showed them how to dig tunnels and create pathways and how, you know, that's where they got all their violent nature from. The dragon showed them how to fight for dominance and, you know, because dragons are big and scary. And it's the same dragon that's worshipped by the Essenians, which are, elfy creatures with the scales on them. That they revered this big ground-dwelling dragon as sort of like not a god, but as something to look up to also, like this huge feat of nature. almost on a godlike status. They don't believe it to be divine necessarily, but that it's big and special. And one day the Veias, or the ground dragon, the earth, I've been calling it the earth eater starts to go crazy, and he's like shaking the ground and causing earthquakes all over the Veias city, and just it's suddenly a total nightmare. And the Veias are like, it's a god, but why can't we kill it? So they do, and they go and kill the earth eater, and the Essenians are very upset about it, and now the Essenians hate the Veias. But also, the Veias think that they are godlike now that they have been able to kill a creature that was considered a god by them. So, they kind of look at the other races in Lorhandel as kind of like smaller, lesser creatures that like maybe are, not that they're less intelligent, but that you don't need to fight them because you're already better than them, so you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to, do battle with a Jadoa to prove that you're better because you're already better because you're a god. That kind of thing. It's like vague racism. Yeah, so, sorry, I was talking and not reading chat. The Jadoa are sort of open. The Jadoa are an open species to pretty much anybody who's in the Discord. I haven't sort of publicly, like, on any of my pages been like, okay, you guys can create Jadoa now. If you guys want to create Jadoa, I'm okay with that. You guys have been here for the whole design process. You now have access to the full sheet. The Veias are closed until I finish their sheet, because what I found doing the Jadoa sheet was that a lot of stuff kept changing while I was working on it. So I want to wait till the sheet is totally finished first, and then you guys can create them. So since the Jadoa are finished, you are more than welcome to create one. Could've used them in your last D&D run, yeah. I mean, the thing is like, I don't want to talk about, like, magic too much in my, like, I don't know how much I want magic and, like, divine stuff to play a big part in my world. Things like magic are more like, it exists, but people can't tap into it sort of thing. Unless they're really specific type of people. I haven't really worked out how magic works in my world yet, but like, so it's kind of left out in the open whether or not the Earth Eater was actually a divine creature or not, but the Veias thought it was, so it doesn't matter whether it was or wasn't. They believed that it was divine, so they think they're divine because they killed it. So they're not like racist as in like Jadoa are lesser because, they suck and they're not even real sentient creatures. They're more like, oh, look at the poor babies. They wish that they were as cool as us. Like more like that kind of thing. What would happen if someone from another race managed to kill one or two of them? Then they would probably just look at the one that got killed and be like, well, you were fucking weak. Veias operate under this kind of idea that your worth is based on how strong you are. So if you got killed by a Jadoa, they would be like, well, fuck that guy. Like, they'd probably love that Jadoa then. And I might even actually create a character like that now. Like, actually, how funny would that be? Oh my god, I just had the best idea. What if I created, like, so, Veias form, like, they're not really big on family. You mostly get sent out into the world and you kind of build your own family by surrounding yourself with people that want to fight with you instead of against you. And they form these little war bands of a couple. But how funny would it be if it was a whole pack of, like, say four Veias and one Jadoa? Like, this Jadoa got adopted by them and actually can, like, hold their own in battle and just fight. They're super arrogant. But, like, can you imagine that? I think I want to do that, actually. A lone wanderer Jadoa who managed to slay a Veias and they just loved him. Yeah, and they just adopt him. They're like, well, you killed Bob, so I guess you're the new Bob. Welcome. Actually, that's probably what they would do. If you manage to kill somebody from their, like, warband, for a lack of a better term, they'd probably just adopt you. They'd be like, well, look at this one random mortal that's actually kind of godlike. Let's bring them in. The new Bob. Yes. I need to make a Veias named Bob now. I couple more doodles somewhere. Hang on. What happened to Cap and Snexton? Yeah, let me find Snexton. Snexton's in here. Yeah, there. That's Snexton. I heard the song from Moana on Pandora the one day about the crab who wants to be shiny and is shiny, and how I was listening to how arrogant he was, and I was like, that sounds exactly like a Veias. So I wanted to make a Veias who had like gold laced into his tattoos. So Veias Bob is the new Moon. Yes. Beautiful. So I made him. However, if you'll notice, I didn't notice, and I just noticed it, Snexton does not have his lower set of horns at all. I completely forgot that I gave them horns on the bottom. I also forgot the color. But, I'm not that smart. And also, this is Cap. That's an Ascenian, ripping open a coconut with his teeth, based on an actual Polynesian person, with the funniest YouTube channel I've ever seen. So, look up, how to open a coconut on YouTube, and you'll probably find a guy who looks pretty much exactly like this, except, you know, not with gold flecks on him. So yeah, there you go. My little trip down Doodle Lane. This claw hang off the bottom a little bit. This is 80, by the way, anybody who's interested in world building, this is 80% of world building is absolutely talking out of your ass about everything. Like, I literally had not thought about what happens if a Veias gets killed by another species, and now I have the perfect answer. Like, just talking out of your ass, and eventually you get where you're going. I think that's like 40% of how we got where we were going with the Genoa, too. Like, less sitting down and researching, and more just like, hey, how does this work? It works. This. Oh, okay. So, any aspiring world builders, just talk out of your ass. Pretend like you know what you're doing, and then people will listen to you. You figured it out. That whole killing each other with their horns thing, and then we figured it out, and it's fine, and now I know. Hate coming up with the premise for the story, so if anyone has characters or scenarios they want, please give. See, I have the opposite problem, actually. I think too much. So, as I sit here and say, talk out of your ass, honest to God, I have the hardest time with that when it comes to actually writing, because I want the story to make sense. Because I love stories that have, like, a cool twist at the end, or, like, that all lead up to the same point, like, I mean, honestly, the epitome of storytelling for me, like, my favorite piece of art and media and just anything is Avatar: Last Airbender. In my opinion, Avatar: Last Airbender is one of the best written stories put to cartoon. And that's from my very narrow scope of things I've watched in my lifetime. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Take that with a spoonful of salt, please. But, like, that's one of my favorite things. And I someday hope that I can create something that I feel measures up to that. That will be very difficult, and I don't expect to get there anytime soon, but someday I hope that I will have a good enough idea that I can get up to that. But writing is the hardest part for me. Because I want everything to kind of make sense and lead up to something at the end, you know? I do this too, you eventually realize you can make viable rules around the BS. Yes. Embrace the bullshit. Alright, we're gonna hit that save key. It's about time for, me to go to bed. It's 10 o'clock, and I gotta go to work tomorrow, because it's almost Friday. So, yeah, you're slowly writing a story for your comic, a little hung up right now. I feel you. I don't even have any good advice to you, but I feel you on that. I feel your pain. So, there's some murders. Biggest question, how would they dance? That's a good question. Wiggles. They do the worm, of course. There you go, everyone's answering the question. I imagine it would actually maybe be a little bit of Wiggles, you know, sort of like an intimidating, like, you know, like, kind of Like, I saw this video, and I think it's maybe one of the things that the Char dance is based off of in Guild Wars, but it was a video of a dance at the beginning of a soccer game or rugby or something in New Zealand, but it was this whole team of, like, female players just doing this crazy, like, almost like war chant dance where they're, like, stomping and clapping and just, like, shouting. Haka, yeah, that. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, that. I don't know, I kind of pictured they might dance like that also, but also noodles, also wiggles. Maybe a little bit of wiggles. Like, if they're trying, like, if they're, like, you know, say they're at, like, a party, and they're starting to do, like, that kind of dance, and then everyone's like, what are you doing? And they're like, teach me to dance like you. You know, like, I imagine they're not very good at dancing. Definitely master breakdancers. I imagine Veias are very... Well, I would say they're very good at Twister, but they also don't have legs. So, you know, right foot blue, gonna be a little hard for them. Because their hands are their feet, so, you know, that would be interesting. They don't have feet. So that's the picture I have in my head right now of that, but how they would dance beyond that is a great question. And I will have to think on that more and decide. Honestly, like, list of things that are outside of my unfair advantage, less appendages get twisted. Yeah, that's true. Well, so, like, list of things that I really want to do for these things that I don't physically have the capability to do. One thing I want to do is I want to get walk cycles, which I think Emu's going to do some for me. I have to talk to them about it. I think I just have to, but I want to get walk cycles of all these guys to show how they, like, walk and run, you know, because the Jadoa, you know, they kind of hop like birds. They kind of, good night, Falconet, see you later. The Jadoa, like, when they walk, they kind of, like, plop their little feet plop along, and then when they run, though, they kind of tuck their arms in and just, like, hop like a bird, like a little tiny, like a sparrow, actually. Feathers in the chat will use a perfect example. They hop like a sparrow or like a black-capped chickadee or something, like a little, like, small, you know, small bird. You know, like, they either, like, walk with these little plopping steps because their feet are flat, or they, like, hop. Veias, I kind of picture either kind of slither, like, on their belly, with their, maybe with their arms tucked back, or they, like, walk on their hands, you know? Picture, from The Little Mermaid, if any of you guys, that's a topical movie. From The Little Mermaid, you know, when they're fighting Ursula at the end on the boat, and she comes crawling across the ground. You know, she turns back into her mermaid octopus form and starts crawling across the deck, like, towards the camera. I could probably look that up. If I look up Ursula crawling, that'll probably be the first thing that comes up on Google. I can't spell her name. Yeah, that. That's how I picture Veias would walk. I have a gif of that, please. There you go. That's how I picture a Veias would walk. Just on their hands, just dragging themselves along. They got those big beefy arms for that. Or just straight up slithering, you know, just like a snake, just on their belly, just going. Fat Octo Lady, yes. Oh, hi there. Oh, Gravy made it here at the end as I'm attempting to do an outro, but also talking about everything. And then, like, obviously Noldaru need a, you know, they need a thing. So I was thinking about getting that done, and then also I want to get voice clips. I want to have, like, one little voice clip of, like, a Veias, you know, saying hello in English and then hello in Veias language that I don't have a name for yet. You know, a Jadoa saying hello in Jadoan and then saying hello in English, you know, and do that for every single one of them. Have everybody's, like, you know, accent and voice, and I think that would be really interesting. Would their underbellies be exceptionally tough as a result? Yeah, that kind of, like, lighter and darker patch on these guys is definitely a little tougher. I think I'm going to go into that more on the next page of the sheet. And then, what was the third thing? Music. Music was one thing I didn't really tackle too much on these sheets. I kind of vaguely outlined in like one little box, like the instruments they would use. I don't know what it sounds like though. You know, I kind of want to get some music, maybe like one little music clip, like even if it's like 30 seconds of music, you know, just a little short music clip, just kind of like, okay, what does it sound like? There's Fev with the eyes looking at me. Yep. Yeah, so if Fev's ever up for it, you know, I gotta get somebody to do some music for me. So that's kind of the plan. Thought process. Some stuff I want to get done for Lorhandle. How do they apply their tattoos? Good question. Next question. I imagine it's probably a combination of like, I mean, tattoos are basically just like making small incisions in the skin and then injecting ink into that incision as it heals. So like for Veias, I imagine they would probably scar themselves further with like tools or their own claws or something, and then like pushing like colored dye, like dirt, you know, colored dirt or something into their wounds to color the scar kind of thing. That's kind of how I imagine they would do it. Kind of like almost like colored scarification, but like really like old style, like you know, not modern tattoos by any means. They don't have like, we're not at an age in Lorhandle yet where needle things, so I think we're getting there. I have to research like technology for real. Colored mushrooms, that works too. Or burning it on somehow, maybe. Yeah, for sure. That, like, those kind of things, though. Yeah. I have to research, like, the progression of technology in the real world a little bit to figure out, like, where they would be, because I think I might have the time period of technology for Lorhandle, like, off by a little bit. Like, I think I've grabbed some elements from one time period and one from another, and then, like, mashed them together without any forethought about where they would be technologically. A well-respected Jadoa Master Fight works as a tattoo artist and inscribes them with his own quills. That is a great idea, actually. I imagine Jadoa would have great access to quills. For anybody who wasn't here on Tuesday night, I started on this comic, little comic strip. Could open it and show you the rest of it, but I'm not going to. Basically, the comic strip's gonna be this Jadoa's being led through, like, a workshop by a human. And he's like, oh, this is so exciting. Look at all this cool stuff that this human has made. Oh, this human is great. And the human's talking about how they got this new invention that they're so excited to show to their Jadoa friend. And that, oh yeah, I bought this stuff called gunpowder from you guys. And, you know, I know you've been sharing it with us, and I found this really cool use for it. And the Jadoa's like, oh, okay, cool. What's that fun thing you got in your hand? Is it like some sort of, like handheld launcher for fireworks? Oh, this is going to be exciting. And then the human fires like a rudimentary gun with like a bullet in it into like a dummy, and the Jadoa is just like, oh no, God. You know, because I really wanted them to have, like, I gave them gunpowder so they could have fireworks, but then everyone's like, but if they have gunpowder you could give them guns, and I'm like, I don't want to give them guns, they're cute birds. Cute birds don't need guns. And here we are. So I decided that canon Lorhandle lore is that the Jadoa discovered gunpowder and used it for fun things, but then they gave it to the humans, and the humans were like, okay, but what if you weaponized it? So guns originated with humans because humans are like that. And that's how I justified giving the Jadoa gunpowder without giving them guns. I call it gunpowder. Oh no. So, I think I've rambled on for now 10 minutes about not going to bed, so things other than going to bed, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go do that sleep thing. I have to go to work tomorrow, and I don't want to. I'd rather stay here and talk to you guys. Work's not fun. I'm drawing a castle. Not great. Alright. I wish I had a webcam right now, because, like, I'm feeling real goofy, and I now have a piece red tie wrapped around my nose. Alright. It's almost Friday. It's gonna be Friday tomorrow, so yay, I can do it. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna make it. Yes, rest. It is time for the rest. I actually have to go clean up the kitchen. I made things with oil today, and now I have to go clean up the kitchen. I'm gonna go to bed. You guys are all amazing and awesome and wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had an awesome time. Tonight was so much fun. It totally made up for the fact that I worked on like one castle for 8 hours today. So, You guys are great. Anybody who's new, who's been lurking and didn't yet, feel free to follow the stack if that's something you're feeling like doing. Also, you know, if you maybe wanna go on that their Discord, you know, Discord's fun. If you want to do the, thank you. Remember to do the car registration. Yes, thank you. I'm gonna actually someone remembered. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna do that as soon as I close the stream. Okay. Yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Have a good rest of your day or a good rest of your night, depending on what time zone you are in, and I will see you guys Saturday, for Stack Saturday. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off. I'm gonna sleep probably early. Stack Saturday this week, I think, is movie night. Maybe. Or did we do movie night last week? I'll have to figure it out. I don't remember what we did. But Stack Saturday's coming up, so we got arts, and we got either games or movie. I don't know which one's happening, but one of them's happening, and I will see you guys. Egg? Egg. Okay. Alright. Bye, y'all. You the best. See you later.